Welcome back. So, there are a couple things I want to talk about today. Number one, why did crypto go down? Why did Bitcoin and alt specifically go down today? And there are two reasons why. So, I'm going to talk about those two reasons. And number three, I want to talk about a little bit about Bitcoin and something someone said today that makes a whole lot of sense. I want to share it. All right, let's start out with the entire market. Why did it go down? In fact, today the U.S. market went up because of this trade deal that was made with Japan. So why did all the crypto-related stocks and also why did Bitcoin and more specifically, why did the alts take a big dump today? It's actually quite simple. Two things. Number one, there were just way too many longs. That's the bottom line. Ever since last week, when altcoin season seems to have started, right? People started stacking on those longs. And you guys know, and I've been talking about market makers a lot, you can't just have everyone winning, basically. The Binances of the world, they all go bankrupt. If everyone's placing their 10, 20x and everyone keeps making money every single day, who's paying out, right? Where's the money coming from? So these market makers, they've been really good driving things up and down. And more specifically, the longs have been getting too heavy. So today we had over $600 million liquidation on the longs. Okay, probably more than that, probably over $1 billion, but on CoinGlass it showed 600 million. So it was not a surprise, but overall, some of it was profit taking too. I mean, a lot of these alts went up 20, 30%, some even more, 40% within a week. So even today with, let's say, a double digit decline, 10%, 11%, most did not, most were like 5-6%, it still doesn't negate all the gains that we had for the last week, right? So that was my main emphasis this morning. So number one, of course, just the market makers clearing out the leverage. That's it. Number two, something else that I think had a little bit to do with it, but really not really, is the fact that yesterday I talked about this huge approval with Bitwise's crypto index being converted to a spot ETF. Today, the SEC said even though they approved it, they're going to halt it for one specific reason, because of one crypto, XRP, because XRP is in it. Because within, you have a bunch of crypto. You got Bitcoin, you got Ethereum, you got Sui, you have XRP, Cardano, Sol, Avalanche, Chainlink, Litecoin, and Polkadot. Basically, yesterday's approval meant that all these cryptos got a green light for their ETF, right? However, there's still something pending with XRP, with Ripple. So they're still trying to figure that out. So the SEC said that they're delaying that approval or delaying the process of letting it go because of XRP, right? So that's unfortunate. But it seems like it's still a green light for all these crypto projects to move forward. And in fact, I saw today Canary Capital submitted their SUI ETF, right? Although there was another one pending already. But we're going to see more and more and more of these funds offer crypto ETFs and probably bucket ETFs. So it makes a lot of sense. So in the future, you'll have an ETF for crypto DePIN or crypto DeFi or crypto memes or big caps, small caps, right? Just like normal ETFs, we're going to get them. But that's another reason why, once that delay happened, it wasn't a denial or anything. Some people got scared, but overall, I don't think that's the real reason. I honestly think it's just one of those days when people get too greedy, when the entire market gets too greedy and too many people want to go long, this is what happens, right? So you guys always got to be careful when you're playing with leverage. Do low leverage, stop losses, or keep your eyes on it. Don't be too greedy. Don't throw those 20x's, right? These market makers are getting really good now at flushing out the leverage. So that's what happened. But right now, if you look at it, Bitcoin's back to 119. So this morning, when Bitcoin fell down to 117 again, and it wasn't a big deal, and today, right now, we're back to 119 again. I mean, it's like every day it's happening, right? And a lot of the alts that dipped down quite a lot today are starting to come back up. not fully recover, but they're starting to come back up. So, I mean, overall, this extremely bearish tone from this morning have now softened, and now we're getting back to our previous levels. So, so this is how it is, guys. I mean, this morning when I was live streaming, a lot of people got really depressed and made the whole thing just feel awful. But hey, we've been through much, much, much worse. Bitcoin's sitting at 119, so everyone just needs to chill. Not everyone, anyone that's panicking needs to chill. Things are still fine. All right, something else I want to talk about is Jim Cramer. Not a whole lot of people respect him for his calls, and he's definitely been wishy-washy with Bitcoin. But today, he said something interesting. He's like, I'm worried. I'm worried about our $38 trillion of debt. So I'm worried about my kids. So I'm paraphrasing. He's like, everyone needs to go buy Bitcoin. Basically, he's not even calling gold, not calling silver. He's calling everyone and the kids to go buy Bitcoin as a hedge against inflation, because he's worried about that deficit, and a lot of people are worried about it because we seem to just keep adding and adding. The big beautiful bill is anticipated to add another $4 trillion over the next 10 years. So we just keep spending as a country. Eventually, something's going to topple, and the house of cards is going to collapse, and the house of cards in this case is the US financial system. So you got to have a hedge. You got to have something like Bitcoin, because when hyperinflation hits, it only helps those that have assets, not cash. Your cash gets more and more worthless. Assets is what you want to hold, like Bitcoin, and there's no better than Bitcoin. And speaking of gold, really interesting. I saw something about there's some new process that can turn some kind of metal into gold now. So besides the fact that we can always find like more gold, there's always more gold mines, there's gold in meteors. Now there's a synthetic way to turn, I forgot if it's magnesium or something, into gold, which makes it not very limited compared to Bitcoin, which is very limited, because it's set by code, and anyone that tries to change it can't. And if anyone tries to come out with a competing product, it's an altcoin, it's not Bitcoin. So that's the beauty of it. But anyways, that's pretty much it. I'm still very bullish. I'm not panicking at this point. Hopefully you guys are not too. A little dip here or there does not offset anything. Are we still in altcoin season? Well, Bitcoin dominance did go up a little bit, but overall not too much. We didn't fly up. I still think we are in the beginnings of altcoin season, but let's see what happens the next 2 days. Let's see what happens with the alts. If they recover, if dominance of Bitcoin starts going down, then we'll get true confirmation. I think we could call it at the end of this week. All right, but things are looking good again, guys. So hopefully you guys have been stacking, took advantage today, and stack whatever crypto that you liked. And the overbought conditions, kind of came down a little bit, but overall today was just like a shakeout day to clear out leverage. We've been seeing this over and over and over and over again, right? So tune in tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Central Standard Time. All right, have a good one, guys. Take care. Bye-bye.